Hey, everybody. My name is Danielle, and this is Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. Your presence is very much appreciated. So, welcome or welcome back. Today, I'm going to chat about Hallmark's annual New Year New Movies event, where they kick off a new original movie, The Dog Lover's Guide to Dating. All right, before I get started, I wanted to say Happy New Year. We are in 2023, and I have lots of plans, lots of ideas for my life, for my channel, for my podcast. I'm excited entering into the new year. I hope you are too. And I wish you a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. All right, so let's get into the review. Hallmark kicks off the new year with The Dog Lover's Guide to Dating. It premiered on Sunday, January 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Hallmark Channel, and it stars Rebecca Dalton, who plays Alex, and Corey Sevier, who plays Simon. I was going to say Simone. Corey Sevier, who plays Simon. It's directed by Craig Price, and it was written by Catherine Rie, Kate Somerville, and Juliana Wimbles. And I learned that this movie was based on the book with the same title by Deborah Wood. And the synopsis is as follows. Simon believes Chloe is the girl of his dreams, but can't seem to win over her beloved pup. He enlists dog trainer Alex and soon finds himself wondering where his real connection might be. All right, I thought this was a cute movie. When I watched the previews, I thought that I'd like this one, and for the most part, I did. The premise of the movie is about Simon, who feels he has found the one true love, Chloe, but the thing is, he has to win over this girl's dog. This is where Alex comes in because Alex is a dog trainer. Alex has the opposite issue where she trusts dogs more than people. And this makes for an interesting or more like a non existent dating life. So Simon enlists Alex to help train him so he can warm up to Chloe's dog and um, develop more with Chloe because he wanted to date her. And the story develops from there. So, how true is this concept, do you think? I have had pets growing up, and now in my adult life, I have a pet. And I promise you, I wouldn't consider entering into a romantic relationship with anyone who didn't like my pet. It's definitely a deal breaker for me. They would have to get along with my pet and love my pet. And I am that personality that would choose my pet over the guy, right? I mean, I'm married, but I'm just saying if I were dating and before I was married, like, well, I didn't have a pet when we were dating, but I did have pets growing up and I do have a pet now. And I'm just saying the bond that you build with a pet or that I've built with my pet, it's like he's like a family member. You know, our pets are like extended family. Family, right? So the person that's entering into our lives would have to get along with them and like them as much as we do. At least that's what I think. What about you? Do you feel the same way about your pets? Do you feel the opposite? I'm just interested to know. So leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts there. All right, so the Dog Lover's Guide to Dating. I thought that the performances were okay. What I did struggle with was the conflict in the movie. It wasn't complicated to follow, and I get how it tied into her dad walking out on them and how that trauma impacted her being vulnerable in relationships and stuff like that. That part I got. But I just don't know. Something was just off there to me. It didn't seem like it really worked. And maybe it was the timing of it. Maybe she took a hard pivot with the conflict when the conflict began. Right, they were talking, and she was saying things to Simon like, "Yeah, just like my dad." I don't know. I got what we were supposed to get. I got the takeaway in terms of how much of an impact her dad leaving impacted her in relationships. I don't know, but the conflict, it just didn't work for me. It just something was off there. That's all. But how this all presented itself into a conflict in the movie, it just something was off to me. That's my opinion. I felt the pace of the movie ran a little slow at times. I maybe drifted off a couple of times midway through the movie. Um, and this probably was because I was crafting while watching the movie, which is indicative of the interest I had, right? Because when something really captures my attention, I can't craft and watch at the same time, right? The way the characters, Alex and Simon, realized how much they learned about each other through this entire experience, I thought was pretty cool. I thought it was a nice romance and it developed so rapidly where they are professing their love by the end of the movie. And it ended with a nice kiss. A few observations. When Alex woke up, like we first were introduced to Alex, she woke up, she jumped out of bed, she began to make this great breakfast. It was an omelet, and we saw, I think that was parsley she put on there, maybe. Um, but we realized when she called Radar, her dog, she put the plate on the floor for him to eat. So that nice breakfast, Radar had a continental breakfast. It was pretty cool. I thought it was funny when Simon called Alex the Beyonce of dog owners. That just made me chuckle. And this is random, but the guy at the sandwich truck, he had really long, thick, curly hair. I just wanted to call that out. Oh yeah, there's one outfit where Corey Sevier's character Simon, he was in the dog park wearing a pink suit. Well, more like mauve. It was a mauve color. He was trying to look inconspicuous, but had a heck of a time with that pug, right? And I liked his physical comedy there. And the way that pug terrorized those people in the park, he was eating their food, running through their little setups, their picnics. I thought the dog was funny, and when he took off running and he had the tablecloth caught on his neck, it did make me chuckle. I just think dogs are so cute. If you're watching this on YouTube, I added the picture of him in the mauve color suit so you can see what I'm talking about in terms of the color of the suit and how he looked in the dog park. um, I love movies with the dogs in them. I'm always fascinated with how well trained the dogs are, and how many takes did they have to do to get the dog to just take off like that. It's just always interesting to me. It's fascinating. So in short, Simon relied on techniques from Alex, who's a dog expert, to help him with a girl he wanted to date, and then they wind up falling for each other. I thought the premise was cute, and I think there's truth to the concept in terms of dog owners and even in terms of how you can meet someone, right? I saw another movie with a similar concept, not maybe not 100% with pets, but it did start off. It was a Lifetime movie. It was called The Holiday Dating Guide, and the girl put bacon in the guy's pocket, and that caused the dog to run over there, and the dog owner ran over and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." The dog is jumping on you because the dog is trying to get the bacon out of the pocket, right? Anyway, that sparked a conversation between those two people, and then they developed a relationship. So I think there's something to that concept. There's a concept there in terms of um, an icebreaker with the dog, with the pet, right? This was a cute movie. I recommend giving it a watch. Um, well, I wanted to say something else. Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted to say before I move on. I thought the set and the scenery was beautiful. We're in a different season in the film. To me, maybe leading into spring. I thought the fashion was pretty good. There were pretty dresses at the end. Alex looked nice in her dress. And as I mentioned earlier, the mauve color suit when Simon was in the park, that was a nice suit, a nice color as well. By the way, when he was chasing the dog in the park, he managed to avoid getting any dirt on his suit, any grass stains, even when he did the nosedive into the grass, it was very impressive. That suit was pristine after in the next scene. This was a cute movie. I recommend giving this a watch. I thought this was great casting. I like the leads. I like the characters. and I like the story. It was fun, especially with the dogs, and I was entertained by the dogs, by the whole cast, but the dogs always are a sweet spot for me. All right, The Dog Lover's Guide to Dating. Have you seen the movie? What did you think? You have to let me know your thoughts in a comment below. And that's all I have, so be sure to come back and give me a listen. I'd love for you to like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe, all of which will help my channel grow, so thank you in advance. My name is Danielle. You're listening to Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, I appreciate your support. And that's all I have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.